The ideas that came through in Trainspotting, which is one of those films that became a cult because it really stays with people. You've said, I know it's about a group of drug users, but it's not about drugs. It's about kind of the world they're in and the fact they don't have the choices.
Yeah, to me, the book's about transition. It's about transition from one type of world into another type of world, and I think that's why it resonated with so many people who weren't from the industrial working classes, who were faced with that kind of, with that sort of redundancy that we're all having, kind of humans are all having, because as we try to adjust to a world without work, basically, and that's what all the kind of angst and the sort of the worry and the concern is about how do we adjust from moving to a kind of era where we produce physical goods to an era where we produce kind of intellectual goods, information, if you like, and we can't get paid for it,
Yeah, that's a massive technological shift, and it shows itself, doesn't it, in politics everywhere. I mean, both sides of the Atlantic
right
now.
across,
There's
right
blame
across the board.
that comes from the angst.
Well, the thing about this is when you're moving from one type of society into another, you're moving from capitalism into conceptualism, and because of that, I mean, nobody really knows how this is all going to play out. Nobody knows how we're actually, what is the purpose of human beings. We've got big data, artificial intelligence are basically going to replace us. It's like machines are going to replace us. So what do we do? What do we do? It's the existential question. What do we do? And there's a certain amount of moral panic that's generated by that. And when you have that situation, you tend to sort of want to congregate around the biggest, most loudmouth kind of sort of demagogues and liars who will just say that they have these false certainties. That's what we want to hear. We don't want to hear that everything is going to be uncertain. We want to have some kind of a certainty as to where we're going.
But when you talk about existential questions, politicians try to answer them. And you had in the Brexit campaign, the referendum last year, the phrase "take back control" resonated with millions of people. I mean, do you think that's part of that?
It resonated with millions of people because we've never had control for generations, and the people who are urging them to take back control aren't going to give them any control. What they really mean is like, take control from other people who have control and give us who have control a little bit more control.
But did you think Brexit was worth a go? Did you back the idea?
Well, I mean, I think it's inevitable. I don't think Brexit's an event as such. I think it's a whole process. It's been like kind of 30 years of neoliberalism. You've had the crisis for people in the media classes like us. Brexit is the crisis. For people in Hull and Sunderland and Merthyr Tydfil, Brexit is the culmination of something that's happened 30 years ago with Thatcherism and with neoliberalism and with the deindustrialization and the end of work.
And that backlash can be a long time coming.
The backlash has been a long time coming, but the backlash is kind of, it's not really a backlash at all, because whether you're kind of going for a kind of neoliberalism or a neo-fascism, you're not going to get anything out of it. These are the games of elites. They're not really designed for working people to play.
Well then, let's bring in Donald Trump. We were just saying you live in Chicago now. You're there, you're in Illinois, and Make America Great Again. A lot of that was about, he said, I'm campaigning for the forgotten people. I talked to people who said he could bring back coal jobs in Western Pennselsylvania.
Well,
Nobody else has.
it's like,
Why
what is Make America Great Again? What is it? When was America great? And when you talk to people, you say, what do you want it to be like? They want it to be like the 50s. They wanted to be like the Marshall Plan, the post-war boom of America, when you had this big post-war consumer boom. Taxation was at 92% in the 50s for the very wealthy. Are they going to go back to that? I don't think so. Who's going to, so it's a sham, it's a farce.
Irvine Welsh, I think we should have booked an hour. I've run out of time. But thank you very much. It's great to have you with us. Thank you.